Okay.
I'm Navajo. That basically means hello, friends. I'm from Colorado, and I will be talking to you guys about government backing. Three main points that I kind of go through that PowerPoint is being an activist. So I think three main points of being an activist is, what are you passionate about is number one. And number two is finding those people who have and share that same passion. And then number three being, getting involved, trying to change it, or, voicing your opinion on why it's your passion. So, here's some, culture background about what I'm going to be talking about. So, part of, my culture is being and our traditions are kind of founded directly in nature, kind of peace and love type of thing. All of the family life things that go on, ceremonies, traditions, events, all of that is kind of centered around nature and what it signifies and what it means to us. So government backing basically means the government injecting liquid at high pressures, blowing up the earth in a way to extract oils or gases. And this is happening. I actually was part of this walk, this activist movement, and it happened in Grants, New Mexico, at Mount Taylor. We basically walked. The total at the end was 225 miles, but yeah. So on January 5th, we set off on a 225-mile journey, reflecting and remembering the forced walks that our ancestors did in the area 150 years ago. And that was called the Navajo Long Walk. And that was where 9,500, basically my ancestors, were marched at gunpoint to Bosque Redondo, which is, I don't want to butcher it, a place of suffering. And it's a concentration camp. And they stayed there at 4 years. They stayed there for 4 years. And on their way back home, whenever they were allowed to go back home, that was Mount Taylor was the mountain that they saw, and they were overcome with emotions. They were going home, they were out of the concentration camp. It was a big deal. And Mount Taylor in my language is called Chokutse, and it's the same mountain that the ancestors saw. So my great grandma, and she's still alive, she was a toddler, I think, whenever her mom was walking in the Navajo Long Walk. So I always hear a lot about it, and my family is deeply rooted in kind of our history and what our ancestors did. So on the journey, walking, this is whenever we were on the mountain. That when we were jumping, we were really happy because we were we were done. And we would walk all day until it started to get nightfall, and then we'd mark our place, and then we'd go and find some place to sleep. And some people camped. I didn't want to. There's jaguars and stuff up there. Not jaguars, but big cats. So how it happened, so how the government backing, how all of this came about was basically government officials went to the people, the elders who were living there, and keep in mind that most of the elders on the land, especially on the reservation, mostly speak Navajo, or they're basically native language. So to kind of get people to sign those leases for them to be able to go and blow up the land and take out those extracts, uranium, they offered them money, they offered them certain incentives to kind of get them to sign it. And on top of that, the elders didn't really understand what was going on, so they would just go and sign it. I mean, these people are offering them money to sign a piece of paper. So another incentive is, despite being at the forefront of energy extraction, our people didn't see its benefits at the moment. And approximately 1/4 of our people today live without electricity and running water. So whenever I go back to my reservation, I mean, I like use a porta potty, and it's very like, kind of like camping. And that's on the Navajo Nation. Today the economy functions at an unemployment rate of 60%, and the young people are leaving the reservation because it lacks opportunity. And like most of us want to come to school, we want to change our lives, we want to do something, and go back to our community, but we're leaving. And we know English, and our elders know Navajo or another language, and so it's like it creates this big gap. So, activism experience. So this was on Mount Taylor. This is whenever we were walking up, and whenever we were walking. So this is like the group of people that I found that share the same passion that I do about spreading the word about what's going on our land. And this government fracking is actually illegal. And it's mostly like the land organization that's inside the Navajo Nation has a certain amount of land that they're able to mine. But right now they're not doing it in that area. They're doing it on private or Navajo Nation land, which is actually illegal. And one of the things that we learned on the walk was we went to a kindergarten school about a mile away from a uranium mining like area. And all of the teachers inside this kindergarten school were telling the kindergartners not to drink water. Like, you can't drink water because there's like uranium inside of it, and you can, radiation can kind of like get into that. And all of these like little kids, kindergartners, 5-year-olds, are like bringing water bottles to school, and there's people, like there's so many different experiences where uranium causes cancer. There's been a couple deaths that happened that the government just blames it on cancer, but the cancer is caused by uranium. Like, uranium is kind of what pushes it there. Here's some more pictures of people of all ages who are activists, who go to change and follow their family's footsteps. This little girl walked with us the whole way. Like, on a Saturday and Sunday, we walked about 16 to 18 miles, and this little girl was literally walking with us. And there was a lady who was maybe around 50 or 60 who was walking, and she was actually walking faster than all of the younger kids, which is kind of ironic. So, and it was also snowing. This was, I forgot to mention that this was last month, and the month before that. It only took 19 days to complete the 225 miles. And yeah, so all of my references are like January and February 2015. So finding your group, part of being an activist, and kind of finding those people that share that passion and share those interests that you have, so you can get involved and like make a change. You know, right after you get involved with like people and you do something, it makes you feel really good inside. Right? It makes you feel like you want to continue doing it. And this is what this is Kiva Club, which is on campus. It's a UNM campus group that kind of got me involved with that. And then this is like, there's people from everywhere. There's people from Colorado, people from Las Vegas, Nevada, like all kinds of different places who came to help and contribute to this walk. And it was very like, it was kind of amazing because you didn't have to be Native American. It was people who went and who were like worried about this, and it was concerning to them. And they just joined because it's something that's, you know, it's small, but we made the news. We had people constantly driving up and asking, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys walking? Why are you holding banners and stuff like that? Why are you all, like, rezzed out? We look like Native Americans. We had, like, face paint, kind of. It's like a ceremonial thing. It's a type of herb that we use whenever we do certain ceremonies. But the ladies who spoke fluent Navajo, they would tell us, like, you need to wear this. You need to kind of represent. All of us were wearing skirts because that's our traditional outfit. And my tradition is we wear skirts. Any ceremony, you can't really wear pants or show too much skin. So, that. And I want to show you guys a quick video. It'll work. So this is one of the ladies who was walking with us.
Is there any sound?
Uh-uh.
That?
Go on the computer itself.
Oh, that part. Okay.
Ms. Kim Smith. Ms. Kim Smith, I am a Denell woman from St. Michael's, Arizona. I am Bitterwater, born for the Black Ridge Street people. My grandpa's clan is the Salt people, and my Nolly, my dad's dad, is Towering House clan. My greatest hope with this experience is that we will rekindle the fire of Native pride, that will break ourselves free from this system of, what Western society wants us to be like, creating this paradigm shift to encourage our people, our young people, to be proud of who they are and where they come from. Part of this, a huge part of this walk that we're doing has to do with reclaiming our spaces. A lot of our young people have left the reservation, and as a result, we have things like fracking that are happening here. It's if we allow them to we have to fight back. If not, they'll keep hitting us. And there are so many devastating things that happen in our communities, and we have to rekindle that fire to show how resilient we are.
That's one of the walkers, and she was there from the beginning. I kind of came halfway, like midway through. So I just want to review the main points of basically why I did that, which was, finding out, getting involved in the community, finding that passion, finding people who share that passion, and then advocating for it and changing